there, I'm Chef Ani, and today I'm joined with the most special guest. This is my mom.
Hello. Today we are making fresh tortillas. It is one of my absolute favorite foods. I don't know if you've ever had fresh tortillas, but if you have not had it, you have really missed out.
So we're a little picky on our tortillas, would you say?
Very picky.
Yeah.
In most restaurants, at least here in the Northeast, do not make fresh tortillas. They buy them. Frankly, some of them taste more like plastic than food. We have gotten to the point where that's the first question we ask when we enter a restaurant is, do you make your own tortillas? And if not, we usually march right back out, don't we? So we figured out that we just had to learn how to make them at home.
Mm-hmm. Or drive a really long distance.
Yeah.
How many recipes do you think you've tried?
I don't know. Measuring in the dozens. Probably
Definitely.
the hundred.
I would say 100. So enough talking. Let's get cooking.
I thought I would start by just making a regular white tortilla. And then we're gonna add in some whole grain and make it healthier. You wanna start, Ani, with some flour. Stir it to aerate it.
Because it can pack down a lot.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you have a lot of flour in your dish and the tortillas will be very dry.
Been there, done that one, right, Mom?
That's right. And no, thank you. Add in some salt, a little bit of baking powder. It is an optional thing though. And now we want to stir that together. We put a little bit of oil in, and this is a very important step. You want to crumble, so to speak. This is almost like making pie. You can do this just with a fork. If you have pastry cutter, that works really well too. You want all the flour to sort of resemble just crumbles. We add the water. You do not want your tortillas to be dry. You want to be very careful as you add in the water. As you're stirring it, if it looks dry to you, you add another tablespoon of water. You're looking for a certain consistency. The less flour you use, the better, because otherwise you might have a dry tortillas, and that is not a good thing. So the next step is to divide the dough. Roll it into a ball and just kind of flatten it. Saran wrap over them, because again, we don't want them to dry out. So we're gonna let this now rest. It'll make it easier to roll them out. We are going to make another batch, and this time we're going to make it healthier. You know that today in our diet we don't get enough fiber, and fiber is so important to our health. So we are going to add in some fiber and make our tortillas a little healthier. And we are going to do that by adding some whole wheat flour and some ground flax seeds. They are very high in fiber and low in calories and omega-3s. Then we just add the rest of the ingredients and make our dough. You want it wet. It's much easier to add in a little flour than if it gets dry from the start. Believe me, it's very difficult to get a moist and good dough. So when I make my whole wheat tortillas, I like to use the whole grain soft white wheat berries. I like to grind my own. The 100% stone ground whole wheat pastry flour from Bob's Red Mill also works really well. We have come to the final step, Ani, and I thought I'd show you how I make my tortillas first, and then I'm going to show you, if you don't have all the tools that we have, how you can make them at home without those tools. So I put it in here, and I use this one to just flatten it out. And now we just wait. You can see here that it's starting to bubble a little, and you want that. As I've stressed before, you don't want this to dry out. So you want to just kind of look under it and see, it's already brown. See?
Oh, beautiful.
All right, and then we're gonna put it in here. But if you don't have one of these, you can just use a towel. It's not one of those things you put it on and then you go and do something else. This is like total focus, but it's only going to take you a few minutes. Ask me how I know that.
Yes.
Because I always run around doing other things, and I have a whole bunch of burnt tortillas. If you want to, you could use a spatula. It's a novel idea. Huh?
Yeah, instead of burning your fingers.
Yeah. Though I will have to admit, I never do. If you don't have an electric tortilla maker, you can use a rolling pin. You can see these roll out so beautifully. Or a tortilla press, and they work well too. So here we have our 3 different finished tortillas. We have the white tortilla. Next we have our tortilla that we added a lot of fiber to. And actually the taste of these are
phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And lastly, we have our 100% whole wheat tortilla. You can make so many recipes with these tortillas. You can make fajitas using your substitute meat, saute that
Right.
with some onion.
Or how about for breakfast with some scrambled tofu, some guacamole and salsa, and that's a favorite around
That's
here.
a favorite. Just the right consistency.
They are
Not
so
dry?
good. No, they're not dry.
No.
I tried the whole wheat. So that's delicious too.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Very, very
They're all
good.
three very good.
We love them all.
That'd be oh, with some
In the-
jalapenos
In the
there.
quesadilla with guacamole.
Exactly. Oh, you need to subscribe.
Well, thank you so much, Mama, for coming and showing us how to make tortillas. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to join me in this adventure to eat healthier, one recipe at a time.
Okay.
I love you so much, Mama.
Oh, Missy, I love you too.
Those
Love
are some
Chef.
beautiful tortillas.